maps, but yeah, that's accurate. But since we're gonna be doing a lot of backtracking and it's just gonna be a lot of bullshit, fighting all these bullshit guys, I'm gonna actually do my review while we backtrack through all this stuff. Oh, by the way, since we're here, I'm gonna go to this thing. Alright, so I'll just do my review. And you guys can agree or disagree. I don't care. But I'm gonna be honest. I think this game's good. Yeah, usually I do the review at the end when the credits are rolling. I think it's like more visually interesting to actually see stuff while I'm doing the review. You know, for anyone who watched the VOD later on, it'll just be more interesting. So we'll do the review now. Plus, I won't feel like pressed for time. So yeah, like I said, I think the game is good. I like this game more than I did when I first played it. I first played it shortly after it first came out. And when I first played it, I honestly hated it. It was so boring to me and it made me motion sick. I think the reason why it made me motion sick was because of the claustrophobic environments. Unlike other FPS games, and I know Retro does not consider this to be an FPS, but it qualifies. It is a first-person shooter. Unlike a lot of other FPS games, most of the game takes place in indoor environments, whether you're in caves or inside buildings and stuff like that. And those can make me really queasy when everything's taking place in indoor environments. I think that was a big reason for why I didn't like it when I first played it. Playing it on a second time, though, I haven't felt nauseous at all. But the fact that the game mostly takes place in indoor environments still bugs me. But with that said, the environments in this game look great. Let's switch to the X-rays. Oh right. A lot of people call this the 3D version of Super Metroid, and I can definitely see that. It is. But I just don't think it's as good as Super Metroid. And the reason is because it's so easy to get lost in this game, and it's very confusing. The map is probably one of the best 3D maps you can find in any game. But 3D maps in general are always... They're never good. They're always just either tolerable or bad. This game is probably tolerable in terms of its minimap. So it's not horrible, but it's still really confusing. It's very easy to get lost and to not know where to go next. The game is huge. So that's a good thing and it's a bad thing. It's a good thing because, you know, it's a big game, but it's a bad thing because there's no fast travel system. You might think that it's weird to have or want a fast travel system in a game that's not an open world game, and this game is absolutely not an open world game, but it is a large non-linear game. And I really think that this game could have been better with a fast travel system. Just considering how much backtracking there is. Now, speaking of the backtracking, it's kind of weird, because backtracking is par for the course when it comes to any kind of Metroid game. But in this game, it's different because it's in 3D. And so it feels like, what's the word I'm looking for? It feels more tedious, is what I want to say. By the way, how do I get over here? What's going on here? I need to get up there somehow. Oh, okay, I get it. Sorry about that. Yeah, so now if I compare this game to other 3D games that have backtracking in them, like in Resident Evil for the GameCube has backtracking in it, but there's a few things in that game that make it different, that make it tolerable. And the biggest thing I think is that it's scary and the enemies don't respawn. And there's more shortcuts. In this game, there aren't as many shortcuts to get you through quickly to the places that you want to go. In Resident Evil, there absolutely is. In Dark Souls, there absolutely is. In this game, there isn't. Not a lot. So because of that, it makes you wanting fast travel. The way they could have gone around it is just have more shortcuts. But even then, since it's in a 3D environment and it's all maze-like, it makes it tough. Where do I use the power bomb? In this room? Got it. So okay. Nice. The other thing I want to talk about, since we're doing this right now, is the scanning thing. The scanning mechanic is kind of lame. I never care about the lore. I guess there's people that do. I mean, look at all this. Do I care? Is it even interesting at all? I doubt it. Metroid was never really known for its story. The first Metroid game that actually tried to attempt a decent story was Metroid Other M, and it didn't succeed on that mark. But the story in this game really isn't anything special either. But it's okay, because it doesn't try to shove it in your face. But what it does shove in your face is a lot of that scanning, which I don't think it's necessary. It's really tedious, in fact. If you have to scan enemies that are trying to kill you, that's really annoying. So that's one thing I don't like. Oh wait, there's something I missed. I don't think that really matters. The weapons feel weak. I just need to say that. Like, Metroid was never really known for having really powerful weapons. Usually the most powerful weapon in a Metroid game was the screw attack, which this game does not have, because it just wouldn't work. Now, the screw attack did make an appearance in the other Metroid Prime games, but even then, it's only you can only use it in certain places. Since the weapons don't stack in this game, the weapons, as a result, feel weak. And in fact, even the most powerful weapon in the game, which is the plasma beam, there's a lot of enemies that are immune to it. Like these enemies, for example, these damn ghosts. And every time you backtrack to this area, you have to fight the ghosts again, which is so annoying. Speaking of annoying, switching visors is so annoying. And they look terrible. This looks awful. There's nothing good about this. It looks so bad. I can't even see where I'm going. It's pitch black in here, and I can't see. Oh, it's so bad. I don't even know where I'm going. I'm gonna just shoot these things out, which I can't. It's hard to do a review and play the game at the same time. Maybe I should have waited for the credits, but it's alright. Just gonna be a long review. Yeah, you're actually better off not fighting these guys, because what do you get out of killing them? You have to backtrack. Oh, great. You have to backtrack all the time, fight the same guys over and over again. It's just, it's not, it's, I hate it. And I hate this. I mean, it's like, the first time you fight these ghosts here, it's like exhilarating, you know? You're like, oh wow, this is something new, but then you realize, wait a minute, there's nothing to be gained from fighting these guys, though. So as a result, you're better off just not bothering. What the hell? Do I use, like, the power beam? Wow, oh no, I gotta use this thing? Wow. Wow, you gotta... So, even the power bomb should just blow that stupid thing apart. Wow, he won't even go in it. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna mention some good things about the game. The graphics look fantastic. At the time, this was probably one of the most beautiful games on the GameCube. And even by today's standards, it still looks great. Interestingly enough, this game looks even better than Metroid Other M. I'm not really sure exactly why that is, but it does. Okay, why is this not clearing? Okay, this is also an annoying thing. It wants something very specific in order to get... Oh, wow. It wants something very... Oh, great. Yeah, it wants something so specific in order to get through it. What does it want? Other side. So it only works one way? Well, then how do I get over there? So I have to go from the other side this way? This is dumb. This makes no damn sense. Okay, speaking of dumb and stupid design, this is dumb and stupid design. You can only destroy this thing from the other side. Well, fuck that. Too often this game does shit like that. That's also the problem with not having the weapons stack. Not only do the weapons feel weak, but then you get this key problem where there's so many different doors that need a different beam in order to open them up. Instead, yeah, Golden Sun Syndrome. Instead of simply having one beam that can unlock it all. Super Metroid did not have that problem. And here's the other thing about Super Metroid. Oftentimes a weapon that's more powerful will open doors that the smaller weapons can open up. This game does not have that, as you just saw. Enemy design is kind of okay. It's like kind of a mixed bag. Like, most of the enemies look fine. I mean, there's a lot of little small enemies. I remember when I first played this game, I was like, these small enemies look so stupid. But, you know, the other Metroid games, they all have, like, small enemies, and they're all annoying. Yeah, so it's kind of mixed for me. Some of them look okay. I think the Space Pirates look pretty decent. The small enemies, yeah, they look okay, I guess. I kind of like these little scarab things. They're gross. I like that. Game structure-wise, it's, you know, it's good and bad. Like, it's non-linear like a Metroid game's supposed to be. And I prefer that over Metroid Other M's structure. That's kind of what made Metroid Other M poor. It's too linear. But this game's designed as a Metroid game, a non-linear style, which is how they're supposed to be. The gunplay it feels impotent. I'm using the Wii version, and the Wii version has only one advantage, and it's this. You don't have to use power bombs in order to jump with this thing, so that's cool. I like that. Using power bombs to jump is stupid, but this, you can use that. That's the only real advantage. It's a little bit more accurate aiming with this thing, but it uses a bounding box, which is really fucking lame. I hate it. If there was only an analog stick on the Wiimote, then this would actually be the best control style, but it's not. Okay, we gotta go to the left. Platforming. I should mention something about the platforming. Platforming in first person sucks. It always sucks. It never is good. The thing that kind of makes it okay in this game is the fact that you can do a double jump, but it's still lame. You can't, because there's a lack of spatial awareness. You can't see. That's why platforming in the 2D games is fine, because it's 2D. It's from a 2D perspective. There's no problem there. It's actually a platforming game. First-person shooters are not. They're not platformers. Everyone hates platforming in the first-person perspective. And it can get really annoying in this game sometimes. Because, like I said, you can't see around you, so it's difficult to do it. And since it is in the first-person perspective, cool things like the screw attack, which is the best attack in the Metroid games, is not even in this game. Music is fantastic. I remember when I first played it, I wasn't too crazy about it. Okay, we're gonna go save. But it's fitting, you know, it's kind of haunting. And then there's some really exhilarating music that can, you know, make you nervous or get you pumped up during a boss fight. So all the music's really good, just like the graphics. The boss fights are challenging. The game in general is pretty challenging, actually. I think it's a good challenge. You know, I'm willing to say my complaints about the game are probably in the minority, because so many people love this game. And so my opinion, my feelings about it, yeah, I just don't think too many people feel the same way. And that's fine. From what I understand, it has held up very well over the years. Certainly for me, I'm liking this game more that I played it a second time through than I did the first time. And compared to the other Metroid Prime games, this is actually still the best one. It's better than Prime 2 and it's better than Prime 3. So, that's pretty much all I have to say about it.